Social media is stealing your confidence. It's the reason why it's difficult to talk to people, why going outside is kind of anxiety inducing. It's the reason why you have all of these problems with your social skills. Social media, that's it. Social media is 99% of your problems. If you solved that, if you had no social media, like let's just say you were some like weirdo, you didn't have a phone at all, you would be so much more confident. You'd be able to go up to anyone you see. You'd be charismatic. Imagine this. Imagine you had 10 times more confidence. Imagine the types of things you do. Right now you go to outside, go to a place, and there's things that you want to do and you don't do them. You want to do them. You want to talk to that person. You want to approach that girl, and you don't do it because you're shy. You don't have the confidence. You feel anxious. Imagine if that was gone. Imagine the freedom you'd have. You can have that, but you need to find a way to quit this vice. And you may not believe me right now. You may be trying to defend social media. You may be trying to defend it because you don't want to quit. It feels good. You know, it's nice scrolling. I'm going to tell you exactly why you should quit social media. And I'm also going to tell you exactly how to quit it so it's as easy and it's as seamless as possible. Now, I don't want you to skip to the end to find out the ways to quit, obviously. If you do, you can still quit, but it will definitely be harder because, well, you won't actually understand why it's bad. You see, I'll use this analogy. Social media is like a bad diet. So let's say you eat chocolate all the time, right? You eat tons of chocolate, tons of junk food. Do I have any junk food here? No, I don't. Imagine you're just eating tons of junk food every day. You won't feel that bad. Like if you just always eat junk food, it won't feel much different, right? You don't actually know the downsides of eating junk food until a tooth falls out. Like just one random morning, you wake up and you see like blood in your mouth and there's a tooth and you're like, oh, fuck, what the hell? Why is my tooth falling out? And you go to the doctors and he's like, yeah, your diet is horrendous, bro. Of course our tooth is of course. This is the consequences of your actions. So you won't actually know the negatives of social media at all until you get onto a good diet. So for me personally, if I eat junk food, like if let's say I just eat some junk food, I order Domino's, for the next like 24 hours, I'll feel horrible. Horrible, bro. I'll have like indigestion. I'll need to use the toilet so much. It'll all be horrible. Like I'll feel tired. I'll just feel bad. Like genuinely, I'll have no energy. I won't want to do anything. I just hate everything. I'll just completely regret my decision. And that's because I eat good food. Like my diet is very consistent, not to brag, of course. My diet is very good. I always eat the same things constantly. So when I suddenly swap and eat like this bad, unhealthy, processed food, I feel the effects. And I feel like basically how you live. This is how you live, but you don't know because you don't have the stark contrast between like the good diet and the bad diet. So my goal is to get you onto this good diet and you can feel the benefits. So then if you ever decide, you know what, maybe social media isn't too bad and you go back to it, you'll immediately feel all the negatives and you'll realize, oh yeah, Prince was right. I shouldn't have been on social media in the beginning. Like, this is horrible. I'm so glad I escaped from this. I feel free now. I feel so much healthier. I'm so much more confident. My social life has improved. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. Like just having the freedom to not be addicted to things. Just real quick, if you check the top link in the description, it's the Social Protocol. It's kind of like my program that teaches you how to socialize better. So people always talk about the negatives of social media all the time, but there are 4 main negatives that I'm going to go over. And once you actually learn about these negatives and you hear me talk about them, you'll see social media for what it really is. It's some disgusting place that zaps away your attention, that makes you a worse human being, that ruins your confidence. You learn about what it truly is. Of course, there are some good uses, but right now it's better to inhibit your use of social media than to teach you how to use it right. Because not to be like condescending, but you probably aren't at that level if you're still scrolling for like 4 hours a day. So let me explain to you the first negative, which is just spending time. You're probably expecting me to go over some like mind negative, like how it impacts your mind, or like some other random scientific stuff, but no, it just takes time out of your life. And that makes you feel bad, it makes you feel lazy. Imagine spending 4 hours a day on social media. How upset must you feel? Like just knowing that, like 4 hours of your day. And let's say you're getting decent sleep, you're sleeping for like 8 hours, you have like 15 hours of the day now. You've just spent like over 25% of your day on social media. Imagine how horrible that feels. Of course that's going to affect your confidence. If you feel worse, if you feel like not proud of yourself because you're doing bad things, of course you're going to feel more like anxious, more insecure. Of course, I would feel the same way, and I do sometimes if I make a mistake. You want to ensure that you feel good about yourself. That's like the prime mental state, like feeling good about who you are, feeling like proud of yourself. Yes, I did work, I'm so happy, yes. If you can't feel like that because you're just wasting time, you know you're wasting your life, you know it, don't lie to me, you know that just looking at a screen doing this is a waste of time. There's nothing productive. I remember I was arguing with this girl who was trying to argue that social media is good for you. It's not. You're wasting time and you know it, and there's no like cope around it. Imagine wasting like over 25% of your day doing this. I would not feel good. And I doubt you would either. Like why would you feel good? Why would you feel good just wasting your life? There's so much things you could do. You could do so much work. You could try and make money, find ways to like change your life, get a new hobby, piano, some sport, and you're just wasting it. You're wasting it on this like bullshit, like this manipulative social media that purposely tries to hijack your attention. And that brings us up to the second negative, which is it reduces your attention span. I'm sure you've heard this tons of times, so I don't want to stay on it for too long. But how social media works is because you're scrolling so much and you're constantly swapping the context of what you're watching and basically having all of these artificial dopamine spikes. So like dopamine is this molecule, it gives you the motivation to do things, the motivation molecule. It's the reason why you want to eat food when you're hungry, you have motivation to do it. It's the reason why you want to do things. Your dopamine gets artificially spiked when you watch social media because you're scrolling. Every video you watch, it's something new. All of these effects, boom, 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 fire, bullets, whatever. All of these different effects and narratives. So when you do that, it actually hijacks your dopamine, which means your dopamine will go higher, but then it'll go lower, below the dopamine you had initially. So let's say you're bored right now, your dopamine is here. You watch social media, it goes up to here. Then once you're done, it goes lower than your baseline, which was here. You're less happy, you're less motivated, you don't want to do anything. And that's when you kind of have that like sluggish feeling where you're just like, you're reserved, you're tired, you just want to sleep. You literally feel less happy. You are more depressed because you watch social media. It's like pleasure for pain. Imagine that trade. You're literally trading your future self's happiness because you want to feel good now. And of course that dopamine leads to other things. That dopamine, motivation, the motivation to talk to others, the motivation to like go out of your comfort zone, take risks, and just feeling happy overall. you lose it all, essentially making you a depressed person. That's why most depressed people just like stay in their rooms and eat junk food and scroll on social media all day because they're depressed under that guise. They don't cure themselves because they're just doing things that literally make them more depressed. Of course they won't get cured, obviously. It's insanity. The next thing is that social media acts as a substitute for real life social connection. Social media allows you to just live out your social life online. You can talk to tons of people, you can make all of these friends, you can get likes. Oh, likes, I have 10 likes on my post. That's a small amount. You can get likes, you can get followers, you can get status, you can get friends, and you can message them and play games with them. You can do all of that online. Zero risk involved as well. So why would you go outside, talk to new people, risk yourself, like go in this situation where you are likely to get rejected? I've gotten rejected. If you go outside and try and talk to people, you will get rejected. Why would you risk that? If you have everything you need on your smart device, why would you go outside and take these risks? That's stupid. It is stupid, right? Why would you do that if you have this easy way to just contact people and fulfill your social desires? If I had that escape, I wouldn't do this. Talking to people, like, it takes friction, bro. Like, imagine having to go outside and be social. It takes so much energy. Why would you do that? No one in their right mind would do that if you have the option of social media, living out your social life online. But the consequence of doing that, of living out your life online, is that you forsake the real world. Now you can't talk to people in the real world because you aren't used to it. It's a skill that you should naturally evolve at as you grow older, as you talk to more people. You just lose that. You don't level it up ever. It stays at level 1 because you never train it. Why would you talk to people if you don't have to? So you just basically stay as like this horrible person at socializing. In the past, there was no social media. You had to force yourself to like go up the ranks, learn to be charismatic and fun to be around, or you'd just be lonely. You'd hate your life. That's why like there were less fallbacks, like safety measures. So you had to risk yourself and embarrass yourself. There was no choice. But now that there is a choice, no one is making the difficult one. Even if it's more rewarding, why would you? Your phone is right here. It's right in your pocket. You can just get it now. You've probably already gotten distracted from this video, to be honest. Like, your phone is right there. You've probably got a notifications. Your friends are messaging you right now. It's hijacking your attention. It's making you live online in the virtual world instead of the real world. And finally, it makes you compare yourself to other people. And this is weird, I am often a motivator for comparison. I think comparison is very motivating. Like, if you're down here, like let's say you're a piano player and you have no idea how to play piano. At least for me, if I were to see someone who's like great at piano, I'd be so motivated. Like, imagine, yes, I can get to this stage. I can become so much better at piano. This is the level I can get to. There's people above you and you can catch up to them. There's like this level of prestige. You can climb up the mountain. It's great for me. And you should have that same mindset, not jealousy, not envy. But on social media, it is fake comparisons. It's fake, it's not real. You're looking at these people who aren't even in the competition. They've like artificially modified their bodies. Like, you're looking at these steroid users with these weird physiques that shouldn't even be humanly possible. And you're trying to compare yourself to that. You're seeing tons of people like that. Like, you're seeing 10 people with the best bodies ever. And you've been going to the gym, you have a bit of muscle right now. But it's nowhere close to them. Well, that's because it's artificial comparison. That's not even possible. You can't get to that level. You're like comparing yourself to an impossible outcome. So it makes you feel horrible. You see this, and instead of getting motivated, you just feel horrible. Like, these people are so much better than you. What are you doing with your life? You're seeing all of these people who have way better physiques than you, way better this and that. You just feel like you're behind in life. Of course, you should strive to be better always. Don't strive not to be better. But comparing yourself to these people who are like leagues above you and there's no way you can ever catch up to them, it doesn't feel nice at all. It makes you feel depressed. It makes you feel like there's no way you can catch up to them, ever. Now that you know how bad social media is for you, I want to tell you exactly how to quit it. This is such a difficult addiction to purge. I've had so much trouble just trying to quit it. Genuinely. I've been trying this and that tactic. I've been trying slowly reducing my screen time. I've been trying like making vows to myself, using all of these apps. Nothing worked. And then after enough testing, I figured out something that worked. Something that finally worked, and I managed to purge myself from this addiction. The way to finally quit using your phone, and there's two ways to do this, and you should ideally combine them both. The first way, and this uses friction. You see, friction is the concept, of course there's the physical concept, actual friction, where it's difficult to move against a certain surface. In this sense, we are using friction as this example where when there are multiple things you need to do in order to acquire something, it is a lot harder to get to it. Like, let's say all of these objects increase the friction of the surface. It's harder to slide across. It's difficult to get to this desired outcome. If you're on your bed ready to sleep, it is so much harder to scroll on your phone and like just have this entire scroll session if your phone is in another room than if it's right next to you and you can just grab it and start scrolling immediately. You need to add friction to what you do. This is also the reason why like going to the gym is difficult. There's so much friction. And as you keep doing it, it reduces the friction. It becomes more of a habit. You start learning these like little nooks and crannies and tricks in order to reduce that friction. You start like hanging up your clothes so you just know what to put on instead of like picking them out. You have your shoes right there. It reduces the friction. Instead of lying on your bed, not wanting to go to the gym, you're already in your clothes with your shoes on. Now you just need to walk there. It's easier. So how do you increase friction with social media so it's harder to do it? You need to do as many things as possible to make it harder to access. That means not only getting an app to make it harder to access social media and to block it, it also means putting your phone out of your room. That has been a huge help, the biggest help actually. Keeping your phone out of your room makes it so much easier to just not use it. Because you use your phone most of the day in your room. Imagine if it's just not there. There's no phone to use now. Now this room environment that has been like this like amplifier for your bad habits, it's not anymore. Your phone, which is like the cause of most of your bad habits, it's gone. Now it's this like productive place. You can read, you can do work. Your room actually serves the proper purpose it was meant to. You just need to add friction. Put your phone out of your room. Get like some app blocker. Power it off. Put it like far away. Tell your like people you're living with, your parents, I'm trying to not use my phone as much. I'm just hoping you could like watch me if I ever grab my phone without thinking, just to like keep me accountable. It becomes so much harder to do it then. I want you to do this actionable step right now. If you don't do it, you're being a bitch. And you know you are, because you can't do this right now. Right now, I want you to pause the video and I want you to download an app blocker. Just get some random one. If you search up free app blocker on the App Store or Play Store, if you still use a Samsung. If you get that, Just get anyone and block all social medias. Delete them from your phone, and you're going to watch this video to the end, and afterwards, I don't want you to watch another video. I want you to power off your phone and put it out of your room, like to the furthest room you can if possible. If you don't do it, you're making excuses. There's nothing stopping you. After you've done this, you should understand the next tip. And this isn't so much an easy one you can apply. It takes a lot of time to apply this. It takes like mindset exercises, affirmations. This is more difficult. You see, I read this book recently called The Easy Peasy Method. This is a book originally to kind of teach people how to stop adult websites and, masturbation. But this can be applied to any bad habit. Any. Smoking, drugs, any bad habit, including social media. In order to quit social media by using this method, the Easy Peasy Method, and I would highly, highly recommend the book. Read it, please. It will change your perspective on so much. Read the Easy Peasy Method. It will genuinely change your life. Easy Peasy Method has the foundations of not seeing any value in whatever you're doing. The reason why you have this mental battle against watching social media, and of course the prerequisite is knowing you're about to watch social media. This is why we add fiction. You won't accidentally unconsciously just open up social media. Now it's a conscious decision to walk to the room, grab your phone, power it on. You'll be thinking now. So whilst you're thinking, you'll have this mental battle. Should I watch social media? Should I not? I really want to scroll right now. Your brain will start coming up with these fake positives. It could relax me. It could serve as some sort of meditation. I'm just relaxed scrolling. I don't have much to do. I'm pretty bored. It will relieve my boredom. And you'll start thinking of reasons why you shouldn't. Well, no, Prince said I shouldn't watch it. I know it'll make me more confident. If I don't, it would probably be better for me. You have this mental battle and you lose. Or you win, but either way, it's so difficult that it takes energy out of your life. And even if you quit social media using this willpower method, you hate your life. You hate it. You still want social media, and you live your life going through this cycle of avoiding social media, but still yearning for it every day. And it feels so painful. The goal is you don't even want to watch social media. And you do that by understanding that there's no positive. There is absolutely no positive to it. It's not this mental battle. It's not this tug of war where you're no, I shouldn't watch it. No, it's not you against this boss of watching social media. There's no tug of war. There's no mental battle at all because there's no benefits to it. There's nothing to reconsider or wager against. There's no benefit, so there's no mental battle. There's no tug of war. It should be frictionless to quit this bad habit. Instead of looking at it these benefits of watching it versus these benefits of not watching it, have it firmly in your mind that there's no benefits. It won't relieve your boredom because the reason why you're bored in the first place is because your dopamine is dipped from watching social media. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You watch social media, which is the reason why you're bored right now. If you didn't, you'd be happy just staring at the wall. It won't relieve your stress. You're stressed because of social media, of this comparison, comparing yourself to all these people doing better than you with artificial means. You start to realize there's no benefit. There's nothing you have to consider or put on the scale because there's nothing to battle against. The enemy doesn't exist. It's in your mind. It's in your mind. Once you figure out how to do this, and this comes down to affirmations, this comes down to visualizations, telling yourself constantly it's useless. I don't need social media because there's no benefit. It's like stabbing yourself. Would I stab my hand if I felt like it? No, because there's no benefit of stabbing myself. Do I want to go to a hospital for blood loss? No, I don't. I don't want to go to a hospital for blood loss, so I won't stab myself. And that goes to social media. I won't watch social media because there's no benefit. I wouldn't stab myself if I felt like it. And I wouldn't watch social media if I felt like it, because it's akin to stabbing myself. It hinders my life and there's no benefit to watching it. There's nothing to consider. Right now you might think there's no benefit of. This is the trap that most people fall into. You may think there's no benefit now, but when you really want it and you get like a huge urge, right now you may feel like motivated. Yes, I'm finally gonna quit. Yes, Vince, this is so motivating. Thank you, thank you. The thing is, once that motivation fades and you get like this huge pang, you really want to watch social media, you'll start coming up with reasons. Your brain, like, you'll be in this like frenzy. You'll start coming up with these fake reasons. Well, you know, social media, there's probably this benefit, it'll probably calm me down. You know, I've had a bad day today, so I really want to watch it to relax. You'll tell yourself these fake, these like disgusting false words in order to give yourself an excuse to watch it. In order to avoid this trap, you need to really drill it into yourself. And this is how the easy peasy method works. You need to keep telling yourself that you will quit. And there's no benefit. No, not even quit. Don't even use the word quit. That like symbolizes you're giving something up. You aren't giving something up. There's no benefit to watching it. Tell yourself that you will not scroll anymore. This is the last time you're scrolling. It's a final decision. There's no like, maybe I'll scroll if this comes up. No, never ever again. You will not scroll. You are not the type of person to scroll. That's it. And you need to keep telling yourself and reminding yourself until it's drilled into your head that no, there's no benefit at all. And once you finally realize that, when you get the urge, it won't even feel difficult. Like, it'll be so boringly easy to quit social media. You'll kind of go through like 3 weeks of not watching it and you'll be like, what? Why was I addicted in the first place, bro? Why am I not getting any like withdrawal symptoms? I hear from everyone else that like it's so difficult to quit social media. I was struggling so much and I finally like pushed through the final battle and I quit. It's so easy though. I'm just sitting back and I don't feel any reason to watch social media. It'll feel boringly easy. Like you'll question yourself, why didn't I just do this earlier? What was I doing all this time? How was I struggling with this? The only regret you'll have is not quitting it earlier. I hope this video helped. Check out the top link in the description. It's the social protocol. It will get you from level 0 of social skills, where you can't talk to anyone, to someone who is confident. You can make friends, you can talk to girls. You'll get this like entire in-depth program explaining every single socializing tip that I've learned through my years of trying to practice it. If you want that, along with weekly calls with me, along with a community of people like you who want to improve, who you can talk to, check that out. Top link in the description. I'll see you in there. And remember, consistency is over a lifetime. Bye bye.